Have you noticed your grocery bill feels like it's doubling? Or that a tank of gas empties your wallet faster than ever? That's not your imagination, that's inflation. It's the silent money thief that slowly erodes your purchasing power. But here's the good news. You don't have to let inflation control your future. In this video, I'll explain how inflation impacts your daily life, and most importantly, share smart strategies you can use to beat it and protect your wealth. You're staring at your grocery list, wondering where did all the money go? Groceries, gas, rent, everything seems to be getting more expensive. The silent thief has struck again. What is this thief? Inflation. It's been taking your money without you even noticing. So here's the deal. We'll explain how it works and what you can do to beat it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how inflation is messing with your wallet and, most importantly, what you can do about it. Whether you're a student just starting out or someone who wants to understand the economic storm around them, this video is for you. It's time to take back control of your financial life. What the heck is inflation? First up, let's break down what inflation actually is. Simply put, inflation is when prices go up over time. What does that mean? It means your money buys less today than it did before. Let's say 20 years ago, $100 could buy you a nice TV. Today, that same $100 can't buy you the same TV. That's because of inflation. The price of things has gone up. Inflation is like a sneaky thief that comes in the night and steals a little bit of your money. But don't worry, we're going to catch this thief red-handed and see how to outsmart him. Why are prices always going up? There are three main reasons why. First, too much demand. Think of it like this. If everyone suddenly wants the latest sneakers, the price will go up because sellers can charge more. That's called demand pull inflation. Second, higher production costs. If the materials to make a TV become more expensive, the price of the TV will likely go up. This is cost push inflation. And third, there's growth in the money supply. If the government prints more money, it can cause prices to rise. This is sometimes called built-in inflation. How does inflation affect your wallet? Inflation might sound like an economic term that only affects big businesses and countries, but trust me, it has a direct impact on your wallet and your life. Here's how. First, purchasing power drops. As prices rise, your money doesn't go as far as it used to. $1 today isn't worth as much as it was before. So your weekly grocery trip becomes a little more expensive, and that new phone you were eyeing costs a little more. It might seem like a small change, but over time it adds up. Imagine you had $100 in your pocket 10 years ago. With inflation, that $100 doesn't have the same buying power it did back then. You can't buy as much with it anymore. Inflation makes the price of stuff go up so your money doesn't go as far. It's like the sneaky thief coming in the night and taking away your ability to buy the things you want. Second, savings lose value. Let's say you save $1,000. It might seem like a lot, but with inflation, that $1,000 won't be worth as much in the future. If inflation is 3% each year, your $1,000 will be worth $970 after the first year. After another year, it'll be worth $941, and so on. In simple terms, inflation eats away at your savings, making it harder to reach your financial goals. It's like putting your money in a leaky bucket. No matter how much you put in, it's hard for it to stay there. It's not that you're not saving, it's that inflation is slowly taking away the value of your savings. So if you want to keep up with inflation, you need to earn at least 3% every year on your savings. Otherwise, inflation will eat away at your hard-earned cash. Third, debt effects. Here's the interesting part. Think straight. Debt gets easier to pay off as inflation goes up. For example, if you have a car loan of $10,000 at 5% interest, and inflation is 3%, the real interest rate you're paying on that loan drops to 2%. That means inflation is helping you pay off your debt faster. On the other hand, if you have a variable loan, like a credit card with an interest rate that fluctuates, it can get risky. As inflation rises, interest rates often go up, making your credit card debt more expensive to pay off. So basically, inflation can help you pay off some debts faster, but it can also make other debts more expensive. It's a mixed bag. Fourth, lifestyle pressure. When inflation is high, it can feel like your income isn't keeping up with the rising cost of living. Everything from groceries to gas to rent seems to be going up in price. It can feel like a never-ending struggle to make ends meet. This can create a lot of pressure on your lifestyle. You might have to cut back on things like eating out or buying new clothes to save money. Or maybe you're considering a side hustle to bring in some extra cash. All of this can feel like a drag. and it can be hard to keep up. Who gets hurt by inflation and who benefits? Now let's talk about who gets hurt by inflation and who benefits from it. People who save their money, especially retirees who live off their savings, can be hurt by inflation because the value of their savings decreases. Also, people who rely on cash can suffer because the cash they have today won't be worth as much in the future. On the flip side, people with fixed-rate debt, like a mortgage or a car loan, benefit from inflation because it makes the debt easier to pay off. Why? Because the value of the debt goes down when inflation goes up. So if you borrowed $100,000 10 years ago, and inflation has averaged 3% during that time, your $100,000 debt is now worth about $130,000 in today's dollars. That means you've paid off $30,000 of your debt simply because of inflation. Now, this isn't a bad thing, it's just something to keep in mind. The people who tend to benefit from inflation are those who have money invested in assets that appreciate in value, like property or stocks. That's because these assets usually increase in value at a rate that's higher than inflation. How to beat inflation and keep more money in your pocket? We've talked about how inflation is a silent thief, stealing your money's value over time. But don't worry, because we've got your back with 5 powerful ways to beat inflation and keep more money in your pocket. First, invest wisely. Investing your money is one of the best ways to beat inflation. When you invest in stocks, index funds, or real estate, your money has the potential to grow at a rate that outpaces inflation. Let's say you invest $1,000 in a stock that earns an average of 8% per year. In just 1 year, your $1,000 becomes $1,080. And after another year, it'll be worth $1,166.40. That means your money is growing faster than the rate of inflation. So it's keeping up with, or even beating, the rising prices. So if you want to stay ahead of inflation, it's important to start investing early and often. Don't worry if you're new to investing. There are plenty of resources available to help you get started. Second, protect your savings. One way to protect your savings from inflation is to keep your money in a high-yield account. These accounts typically offer higher interest rates than traditional savings accounts, which means your money can grow faster and outpace inflation. Another way to protect your savings is to invest in Treasury inflation-protected securities, also known as TIPS. TIPS are bonds issued by the U.S. government that offer a guaranteed return that's adjusted for inflation. That means you'll receive interest payments that keep up with the rate of inflation, so you won't have to worry about your savings losing value. Third, boost your income. One way to keep up with inflation is to find ways to boost your income. This could mean taking on a side hustle. It's asking for a raise at work, or investing in your career by learning new skills or getting a certification. By increasing your income, you can afford to save and invest more money, which can help you stay ahead of inflation. It might seem like a daunting task, but even small increases in your income can make a big difference over time. So don't be afraid to explore different options and find what works best for you. Fourth, spend smarter. One way to spend smarter is to cut waste and avoid unnecessary purchases. By being mindful of your spending habits, you can free up more money to save and invest. Another way to spend smarter is to lock in fixed-rate debt when you can. For example, when you buy a house with a fixed-rate mortgage, you'll have a set interest rate for the life of the loan. That means your monthly mortgage payment will stay the same even if interest rates go up. That can help you avoid the lifestyle pressure of rising costs and keep more money in your pocket. Fifth, educate yourself. Educating yourself about personal finance is one of the most important things you can do to beat inflation. By understanding how inflation works and how it affects your finances, you can make better decisions about how to save, invest, and spend your money. Fortunately, there are tons of resources available to help you learn about personal finance, from books and podcasts to online courses and workshops. So take advantage of these resources and invest in your financial education. It's one of the best ways to ensure that you're able to stay ahead of inflation and achieve your long-term financial goals. And remember, inflation isn't going anywhere. So it's important to make smart financial decisions today to protect your future wealth. Even small changes like cutting back on unnecessary purchases or investing a small amount of money each month can make a big difference over time. Plus, by diversifying your investments and keeping up with the latest trends, you can minimize your risk and maximize your returns. So don't wait. Start taking action today to secure your financial future and achieve the lifestyle you deserve.